Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dragon Productivity Stream. I'm Shannon, writing under the pen name of Bessie Huston, and the author of A Curse of Scales and Feathers and the Clash of Goddesses series. Oh, and A Curse of Wings and Gems. And the goal of this stream is to provide a low-key environment to be productive. It is strictly timed with 45-minute sprints and 5-minute breaks for a total of 4 sprints during roughly a 3.5-hour stream. And you're welcome to use the sprints for any productivity you need, but I use a sprint time to focus on my task because of focus issues, and that means I won't be in the chats until the breaks, but I'd love to catch up with everyone then so we can celebrate whatever else we have going on. And so today is AWC stuff for me today. Yeah, I said today already. My brain's going 1,000 miles an hour already. I did get another 8,000 words written yesterday, but I have emails from yesterday and the day before an AWC email inbox I need to address. Can't let that go too long. And I think we have a speaker. I saw a preview. We have another speaker pulling out of the conference. Like this year, we're just dropping speakers like flies. We still have plenty of speakers, but it's I just I'm a little sad whenever we lose a speaker because I'm like, oh, so many awesome presentations, and then we lose one. I'm like, oh, okay. But so I just need to respond and take her off the schedule and whatnot. And then I know there's a couple other emails I need to respond to. And then I have a meeting later today to talk sponsorship stuff with an AWC person. So so this is like an AWC day for me, which was great that Devin put hey, don't forget, we still have the first page submissions that you can submit for critique, first page critique submissions, which is awesome. Thank you so much you've done an awesome job, Devin. I think you're still here, getting this out there, because at this point we're just over a month out from the conference from happening. And actually the close date for this submission round is 10 days sooner than it was last year. And I was a bit worried about making it 10 days sooner, but I was trying to make it where I could have enough time to get the packet put together and get it to the judges. And that's right. One of my judges was supposed to respond by yesterday too. So I got to check on that to see if he responded. And if not, then I need to go ahead and send out another invite for a judge. We're missing just one more judge for the first page critique panel. But yeah, so usually by this time we're still hello, we love to get some critiques in. We don't know if we're going to have enough. We always have enough by the time we actually close the submissions, but it's always last minute before we get enough submissions to at least fill up the hour and a half that we have. And this time we're way over already. I think we have more submissions this year already than we've ever had in any year, which is awesome. It does mean that it's less likely that someone's piece is going to be chosen because it is a random drawing, but yeah. Devin says, working off of my new timeline for the Witch's Sword and getting some words down. So your timeline changed. I think I might have missed that conversation somewhere. My computer's acting funny. I almost didn't think it was going to go live this morning because it was acting funny again. I'm like, really? Yesterday it did well. And then today I'm like, maybe I can go to people's streams today. And then it was acting funny when the stream was trying to go. I was like, okay. I've got most of my swag and a special formatting for the Witch's Crystal. I'm just waiting for copy edits and art prints on the Witch's Sword. Then I can start Kickstarter fulfillments. And also I need to make the gold foil nameplates. I was going to ask you, or we've got a minute left here. But maybe I can come back and visit this if you're still here. Where are you getting the gold foil done at? I'm just curious what those options might be. Is that a sticker app? Is that from Sticker App maybe? And Rachel's like, good morning, Rachel. How are you doing? Jocelyn came in. Also, good morning. Are you guys working on anything today? And I know Rachel has a stream today, which I tried to go to her stream on Tuesday, and my computer shut down on me again, which if you were here Tuesday, my stream ended early because my computer's having issues. I just don't know when to turn my computer in because I'm using it every single day. Oh, yeah. CJ, hello. How's it going? Getting back into work after a vacation to visit the family. Oh, I bet you feel refreshed too. I always love taking little vacations. Making my first Kickstarter survey right now. Okay, so I'll be on the lookout for that. I have to go over the household budget and then finish Devin's beta read. Well, sounds like a busy morning. Yeah, woo-hoo, Rachel. I'm making my own gold foil nameplates using my circuit foil and sticker paper. Cricut. Maybe I said circuit. Maybe it's Cricut. I don't know what that is. That is new language for me. So that's actually, so you're doing it on a printer, or is Cricut, is that a device? That's really interesting. All right, first sprint. I'll see you guys on the other side, 45 minutes, and good luck. And that is time. How did you do? I did not do what I said I was going to do, which was AWC stuff. I just did get my son's summer schedule yesterday. So last week of school for kiddo is next week, and he does go to therapy several times a week. And I just got his therapy schedule from the office yesterday. And so I knew that I also had to come up with an idea of what I was going to do for the summer. So next week will be the last week that my schedule is set up like this. I will still be doing sprints Monday through Thursday, but they're going to have to look different because he has to go to therapy on Mondays and Wednesdays, and I have to leave the house by 1:30 at the latest, I think, my time, which I typically go until almost 2 o'clock on Mondays. So that definitely is not going to be the same. And I was coming up with some ideas and came up with a plan, and I was drafting like the first like thumbnail, like trying to figure out what I want it to look like. So, and I need 3 different thumbnails. So 2 days will be similar, and then the other 2 days will be different. So it's going to be 3 different thumbnails. So yeah. I was getting more creative than doing what I should have been doing with the AWC stuff. So, but I will be getting that done today because it is a must do. Left off here with Devin talking about making her own gold foil nameplates using, and I called this circuit at first because I thought maybe it was a mistake. And I thought, oh, wait, maybe this is something I don't know what it is. A Cricut foil and sticker paper. I'll send you pics. I'll look out for those. Morning, Melve. Got my Faded Adventures packet, and we'll be diving in tonight. Looking forward to it. Love the newsletter. I realize my newsletter, I think my stuff is getting smaller and smaller little words on there. It's because I want to put more on there than what there's really room for. And so this time I finished making the 3rd months last night. Like I had all the articles already written, but I had to put it together, which I waited until I got done with my stream because my computer's been having issues to work on my graphics design program. And I had to like make some of the articles shorter. And I even cut out as many articles as I normally include because I want to try and make the words bigger. So hopefully the next one, I haven't printed it yet, so I don't know what it looks like, but let's see. But I'm so happy that you got it. And it really helps me to know because that way I have a rough timeline for different mailing areas, like for the future Faded Adventures that I want to do. That way I know how long it like takes to get to people. My thought is, I just got into yesterday the prints because there's some stuff that's going into the 3rd month. I got the prints in yesterday of what I'm including. So technically is the word I was looking for. Technically, I have everything to put the 3rd month together now. And I thought, well, maybe I could send them out a week earlier for those who get the packets later. But I don't know if I'll get it done because there's only like a week left a week and a half left of the month before I'm sending out the next one. So, but yeah. Where did I leave off? Yay, better yet, I need to share with you too. So I'll share a short this evening, which I think would be awesome. I'd love to see that. Woot, woot, woot. Melve says, Devin, JL came in. Hello, good morning, everyone. Trying to get my dog settled down. I am not above bribing her with biscuits. And then it's a long day of revisions and beta reading. I'd rather be doing that, though, than admin, which is what I got to get to, which is probably why I'm allowing myself to be distracted by graphic design because I'd rather do anything but admin. Hi, how is everyone? I'm good. I hope you're doing well. Gwenna, morning friends, going to try and get some words while the kiddo sleeps in, but first got to get a word vomit out of my head for a pretty new plot bunny. Snow White retelling. Yes, get the idea out and on paper and see if that helps you. I've been doing the Flash Fiction Live with Natalie and Chandra on their channels because they go every other month. They're on one of their channels or the other one. And I think I'm going to be joining them somewhat permanently now for the future because I absolutely love it. But I said it's perfect because like I have all these ideas and I don't have enough life left to live to write about all these ideas. But doing the Flash Fiction, 1 30-minute block on a Saturday once a month, it helps me chase away one of these shiny new ideas that come all the time. So I love it. Sounds interesting. Hold on. Backers can still select add-ons at survey time. So cool. Yes. It is really cool that they can still do that now. Kickstarter was not set up like that before, but it has now been set up where they can do that. It's really, really awesome. I love fairy tale retellings and inspirations. I do too. Ooh, are we getting the survey soon? I backed yours, I think, from Shannon's recommended. Yay. Yes. Melve, polishing up the surveys right now. Thank you so much for backing me. Hey, says Emma. How are you doing? Like button booped. I haven't caught up with you in forever. And I think I missed a meeting. We were supposed to have this meeting on a Saturday at some point. I remember saying, yes, I'd love to go. And then I don't know what happened after that. I think that was a few weeks ago. Emma, 776 words to sprint for Courtney. Hello, Courtney. Joined late, but here now and ready to roll. You just on time and you got tons of words in. So I think that's awesome. Yes, giving my glasses a run for their money. I'm so sorry. It's just because I want to put so much on there and there's just not enough room. Oh, we've already started the next sprint. Oh no. Wait, did I make it through the end? I did. I made it through the end of the comments. Oh, hi, Zena. It's been a while since I've seen you. I hope all is well. Yes, I'm going to try and make it bigger for this next one. I thought about changing the border on there and like expanding it out, but then I'm like, do I want to change it while this is still going? Because I want things to look cohesive, but I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. All right, second out of 4 sprints. See you guys on the other side and good luck. And that is time. How did you do? Still didn't work on any WC stuff, but I'm going to be pivoting, doing that on the next sprint. I should be able to get, I think, most of it done in one sprint. At least the stuff that I think I have to do. Lots of comments. So let's go say hello. See how everyone's doing. Left off here is Zena coming in, saying hi, and haven't seen you in a while, so I hope all is well. Rachel says, okay, household budget is done. So starting the beta reading. Nice, making good progress. Hello, Emma and Zena from JL. Survey's going out. Time to write. I did see it hit my inbox. So, yeah. Okay, I missed the break. Plot bunny down. 816 words vomited. Awesome job. It's no worries. I do that sometimes. I get into my writing and I just miss breaks and stuff. And sometimes I know like ahead of time, I know I'm about to be super focused. So I'm going to miss a break and I'll just say something in the chat usually. So I'm like, I'm here, but I'm going to be focusing on my work. Joanne came in, said hello to everyone. How's everyone doing? Going well. Not going to get any writing done today. Yeah, I'm pretty certain I'm not going to. I am working on, currently was working on some thumbnails for my summer sprinting schedule because my son's school lets out next week and he still does have therapy. He has therapy 3 days a week, but I don't sprint on Fridays, so that doesn't interfere with anything I'm doing. But it does change up the rest of my schedule because Mondays and Wednesdays he's going to be going sooner than when I typically get done like on Mondays. So I am setting up new sprinting schedule with new thumbnails for the summer. Working on the thumbnails right now. I probably won't get that scheduled for another day or so, I think. So I'm waiting to see what my husband's schedule is, not this weekend, but the next weekend, because I think I want to do like a 12-hour writing day or something like that on Saturday, the last day of the month. But I have to see what his schedule is before I can make a choice on that, because I want to make sure he's going to be here for the kiddo. Emma says, hey, Devin and Rachel, hope you're both good. Sorry, my focus got split because I got notifications on my phone and I was thinking, what was I thinking? And I'm waiting for a response from my husband, but I know that he's in a busy time of his job right now. He's he's got monitoring going on this week in which they're being inspected by the state. He works for a nonprofit for the state to help people find jobs with local companies and whatnot. And then he's also heading up a youth summer program that he's getting that put together for youths in our areas to find. So he's connecting youths with jobs, and he's making those networking with the companies that have jobs for youths during the summer. So he's working on that right now, and so he's really, really busy this week. But I really want to know my answer. So yeah, just waiting on that. Hey Joanne, happy as a clam. It's a rainy day, which I absolutely love. The house is cozy, and I'm already making good progress. I'm a work in progress. Oh, I love that. I'm glad you're making progress. Hellos. How about you? More hello. Morning, Joanne. Good. Finally almost done with this Arthurian. Nothing but resolution scenes and maybe an epilogue to go. Oh, that's good. Making great progress on that. That's now that you got your shiny new idea out of the way, you're working on that. That sounds relaxing, and I could be better dealing with migraine, but it should be better soon. Yep, they're the worst. Hope you feel better, love. Yes. Wishing you feel better soon, you poor thing. Hello, friends. Hi, Lindsay. Looking at work. Feel better, Joanne. Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Emma. Hope you feel better soon. Hello, Lindsay. So planning to get some cooking done and apply for a writing opportunity before getting some revisions done on chapter 6 and 7 of Project Sugar and Spice. Nice. Also, guess who reached 200 followers? Congrats. That's awesome. And that was just this morning. Oh, I'm so happy for you, Joanne. Spent that sprint getting up for the day. Kiddo's still sleeping. Hallelujah. Hopefully for at least one more sprint. Yeah, I didn't write any words. I got lost on Kickstarter. This is all too new to me. Yeah, and they keep changing things. It doesn't stay the same. So unless you do a Kickstarter like every couple months, it's going to be really different by the time you do your next one. Because it was like 2 years, almost 2 years between my two Kickstarters. And it was so different on the back end. Oof. Work is rough this morning. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry. Feel like I'm complaining a lot. No, complain away. This is a place to do it. So, you sometimes just got to share it with everybody so that we can make you hopefully feel a little bit better. I don't know. Like I can't do anything about Joanne's migraine, but I am wishing her better on that. Can't do anything about your work, but I am wishing that I hope that it gets better throughout the day. Or if not, maybe tomorrow will be a better day. There's always a tomorrow, right? I'm going to think positive on that one because there could be lots of negative things said about that. I never thought of myself as like a pessimist, but I think I'm more of a realist. Like, sure, yes, that's true, but this could happen too. But I'm trying to be more positive overall. I've been trying that for the last couple of years. But yeah, Did I make it through? I think I made through all the comments. So, third out of 4 sprints for everyone who's still here. I'll see you on the other side. For everyone else who has to leave out, thank you so much for coming. And for those having a rough time, I hope it's getting better over this next sprint. And that is time on the third sprint. How did you do? I did get everything done for the AWC admin stuff that I had to get done. There's other stuff I could probably be working on, but I do have a meeting this afternoon for the AWC. So I was putting together some notes for my meeting, and then realized I probably need to ask somebody a question. So I was putting together that question to send to it's to Devin. Actually, I think you're still here. Sending a question to you, trying to see about something that what can be done with something or whatnot for me before I go into the meeting, so that I have all the available information. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I should be able to get the rest of my notes finished up for the meeting on this next and last sprint that we have coming up. And then what? It's not really enough time to probably write anything. I do have other AWC things that need to be done. Like I've created the feedback form for the conference, but I haven't actually gone through and added all the details because we're still having speakers who are dropping out. So I was like, I don't want to like put all these names in there and then I have to go back through and change it, because every time someone drops out of the conference, I have like 4 spreadsheets I have to go to and take their name off of. And then I have to go to the website, and there's 2 different places on the website I have to go and get their name off of. So it's not like it's a really quick process. It's not hard, but it's not quick. And if I make the feedback form, now I have another thing I have to go and take names off of for anybody else who drops out. So it's like anything I do now could change based off of what else happens before the conference. So there's a part of me that's like, I don't even want to mess with this because I don't know for sure what's going to happen. We still have 6 weeks before the conference. So we still have lots of stuff that can change. So I'm like, I don't know if I really want to start putting this stuff together, and then I'm putting it all together and wasting time putting it together. Not all of the time is wasted, but it will have to change. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that right now. Okay. Left off with Rachel saying, oh, hey, everybody. Probably didn't even see all the people who came in. True. And tomorrow is Friday. Why is it not clicking? There we go. It clicked. True. And tomorrow is Friday, because thinking about tomorrow, hopefully it's a better day. And good morning, Adeshle. We've already had some discussion in Discord as well. Just got back in the house. Sounds productive, Shannon, and well done. Thank you. I don't know what I said, but I appreciate the applause. Kind of an interesting morning. The other half's tire blew out on the interstate. Oh no, lucky I had a good friend who had the tools and know how to change the tire. Yeah, I know how to do all that myself. It was something that my dad, he was like, you're going to know how to do this. Just because you're a woman does not mean you should not know how to do this, because you shouldn't be relying on anybody else. And so he taught me all the minor stuff. He also taught me how to do brakes, but that one did not stick in my head. So I do not know how to change my own brakes. Oh, I miss the talking bits. Good morning, friends. I wish I could stick around, but I'll leave you up for views. I miss saying hello, but I appreciate it. Thank you, Kendra. Thank you. I'm really happy too. Awesome. Glad you're making good progress. Of course, this is day she's carpooling with a friend and has a presentation at work for a job that's an hour away. Luckily, the presentation was later. Yes. Oh, I'm glad that it turned out. And I'm glad that you were able to get that done. I know that was probably a wrench in your morning. Now that I'm home, I might either get coffee and try to write, or sleep and dream about writing. I've done that. I actually dreamed about my writing last night. It was really weird, but I do that sometimes. Congratulations on the followers, Joanne from JL. Additionally, sorry to hear about the tire incident. It feels like it's been kind of a rough day for quite a few people, but glad that everyone is okay. Yes, I'm glad that I didn't even think about that. He didn't mention that there was any issues, injuries or whatnot. So glad that there wasn't any of those. Thanks, says Adeshle to JL. Thank you, says Joanne to JL. Side note, do you think you could share a Google Doc version of the first 10 chapters of your book? I'd like to be able to leave comments as I'm reading. I'm assuming that is for JL and not for me. Yes, there it is. You, meaning to Coffee Crit Connect to JL. Congrats, Joanne. I'm the same way. I have been given a PDF to be a beta reader, and I'm like, I can't add notes on a PDF. And the way my brain works, if I stop what I'm reading to go open or just even click over to something else to leave a comment to try to consolidate my comment somewhere, I lose half of what it was I was thinking. Just going from one document to the next, I start losing what I was thinking. And so then there's not as much given. So I let people know. I was like, well, if you want to give me a PDF, that's fine. Just know you're not going to get as many comments from me because I lose them. So but waddling in with my coffee, trying to find my motivation for the day. Oh, Jody, I'm sorry. I'm going for more and more coffee hugs. Yes, hugs back. I hope you find it. And I was gifted a membership to your channel, and I didn't even know you had memberships going. That's so cool. I'm working on hashing out this spell was broken. On how the spell was broken. Was it on purpose or intentional? Story problems. Sounds interesting though to work on. Gotten through 2 more chapters. I'm sorry, I'm behind, guys. Especially technology is not my strong suit, but I'm pretty sure I can figure out how to do that. I'll give it a try now. I have offered my services, but never heard back. I might have done it wrong. Offer your services for what? Wait, I don't know. I lost the thread on that one. Sorry. Have done. Is it for Devin's website for I'll Call Indy? Maybe that's what you're talking about. 500 words or so. And the kiddo woke up right at the end. Oh, good work done. Now I'm off to host with Zara on Twitch. Have a great morning. You have a great morning too. I probably missed you, but thank you so much for being here. Last sprint of the morning. For anyone who has to leave out, thank you so much for coming. For everyone else, 44 minutes. And I'll see you on the other side. And then it's time on the last sprint. How did you do? I finished up everything I was going to do for the AWC stuff, prep for my meeting for later, and then start working on my thumbnails for my summer schedule. Finished 2 of them as far as like the base graphics. One of them I did a lot with it to make it look the way I wanted, and now I'm working on a third. So I'm gonna have like, am I going to do 3? Maybe 4. I think I might do 4 different thumbnails. 2 of the days are going to have like a similar schedule, but I have similar pictures that I like that I can use, one for each day to kind of differentiate the days. So yeah, I think I'm going to do 2 more. So I'm working on the third one. And so probably 1 more after that. And then I don't know if I'll schedule them yet, just because I want to find out about May 31st. It's my hope that May 31st I can do like an all day writing stream, productivity stream for whatever anybody needs to do on a Saturday. So, but I'm waiting on my husband to get back to me, which he hasn't yet. So I don't want to set the next week after that until after I know about May 31st. Lots of messages here. Let's see if I can catch up. And so for anyone who was not here earlier, me talking about thumbnails and summer stream. So my summer streaming is going to change from what I have right now. It's been pretty much set from the beginning of the year. It was Monday's marathon day, and then Tuesday through Thursday's Pomodoros, 45 minutes, strictly timed. But my summer schedule has to change because my kiddo is going to be out and he goes to therapy. And during the summer or during the school can bus him straight from school to his therapy session. So I don't have to take him there. And then my husband picks him up on the way home. But during the summer, I'm going to have to take him to his therapy center. So, and he's got therapy several times a week. And so that changes my schedule. So I'm going to have a new streaming schedule during the summer, which I like change. So I get bored doing the same thing over and over again. So I like what I've come up with. Something slightly different than what I've been doing. The 2 days where I have to take him to therapy will be still the Pomodoro sprints like I have right now, but the other 2 days will be different. So yeah. Left off here with going to say in 500 words or so. And this is from the last sprint. Kiddo woke up right at the end of sprint. Good work done. I'm off to host with Zara on Twitch and have a great morning. Adesha said 70 words. That came in right as we were going on to the last sprint. So it's probably from the previous sprint. And re-tire changes. Yeah, I don't know if we had anyone to show us that stuff growing up. And I think about it. I don't think I showed my boys how to change a tire. It's not like on my things that I really want to do list. But I should have probably. I'm pretty sure that my oldest knows how, and he's 24 now. So I'm pretty sure he knows how, but we should probably think about it in the next few years, not yet for the youngest. So yeah, shoot, I didn't get car, learn how to drive until after college, maybe 23. Wow, that was pretty late. Yeah. I wanted to drive as soon as I could. I had my first car when I was 15, just waiting for me to have my driver's license at 16. And I've never been without a car since then. But I always wanted to get away because home life wasn't really happy. So I was ready to get away and be away from home and be anywhere else. So, yeah. But my oldest, he didn't want to learn to drive. And we took him for driving lessons. We lived out in the country when he was 15. So we took him driving lessons, 15, 16, 17, 18. He still didn't want to drive. We got him a car, I think, when he was 17. And he still didn't want to drive. And it wasn't until we moved here to Florida, which then he was 19, that he finally started driving because he got a job. And his job was almost exactly 1 mile from the house. And that's how he started to drive. That's my cautious kiddo that I always thought was always going to be cautious. And now he's a combat medic and rappelling out of helicopters and going off to special forces training next month, doing all these things that I never thought he would be doing. Of course, he does drive now, but he was always my cautious kiddo. But I think him driving that 1 mile to and from work when we first moved here helped him get used to driving. So, yeah. And there was only one stoplight in between. But given where I live now, as you can imagine, that wasn't the easiest times. Probably not knowing how to drive with everyone driving. Yeah. Trying to get places. Jody says, okay, I have a plan. I'm going to record myself reading the next 4 chapters of my zero draft for my YA sci-fi that I'm working on for 2026 release. That should be fun. Why are you going to record it? I'm just curious. Are you planning on putting that on YouTube, or is that for your newsletter? You don't have to answer if you want to, but I'm just curious where you're going to Or are you just recording it for yourself to hear back? I think I know someone who does that, but I don't remember who it was now. That they record record themselves reading their book and then they listen to it back to see what to change. Belle Gardner, hello, I made it. Let me get settled in. Yay, you're here. Welcome. And homeschool, welcome back. Oh, good. You're all here getting settled in. That was a little while ago, like 30 minutes. So hopefully you're able to get settled in and get something done. But that was the last sprint. So, but there, of course, there's a spreadsheet down below. I believe Rachel, actually, I wanted to pull it up. Rachel, I believe, is going today, not too soon or too late. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm running out of the right words. It's because my brain's jumping around right now to different things. Today is the 22nd. Heather is started already. Diane's going, creative sprint. And then Rachel does not have, it's canceled. Rachel's canceled today. But there are a few sprints going on, and Jody is going later tonight. Oh, maybe, is that when you're going to do the recording or when you're going to show us your stuff? That's at 7 p.m. my time. I don't know if I'll still, oh, Tiffany's, no, Tiffany doesn't have one. Oh, Jody doesn't have one either. There's no actual link for those two. Never mind. So you can see who normally streams on this day, but some of them are canceled. Some don't have links yet. So you can see who's possibly sprinting. That's the AuthorTuber spreadsheet. That's the first one. The second one's a BookTube spreadsheet, which there are BookTubers and AuthorTubers on both spreadsheets. Although I'm not seeing any BookTubers on this one. Oh wait, yeah, the Zombie-a-thon, Reading and Productivity Sprint by Kat. She's a BookTuber. Okay. Hello, what is this? Welcome. So sound nothing. There isn't. I don't know if anyone had a chance to explain it, and I don't know if you're still here because that was a little while ago, but these are sprints to get things done. And I personally don't like sound. Some people do play their sprints with sound in it, and unfortunately I cannot stay in those sprints because the sound distracts me. And so, yeah, I cannot play sound. Most of the time it's quiet for me to be able to focus because I have focus issues. Or like, as you've just seen, my brain was jumping. I couldn't even think of the words I was trying to say because my brain was jumping to something else already. So yeah, I can't do the sound thing. And, but some people do sounds. So you might be used to that. Oh, my stomach just growled and I can't say for certain whether my dog's head turn was because he heard it or something else. It was probably your dog. Hi, it's a writing sprint for productivity. Thank you for telling him or her or they. Last 45 minutes. Them. Why I say they? I don't know. My brain is like skipping so bad right now. No sound as to not to distract people. Yes, exactly. But sometimes cute cat videos, which are distracting on a whole other level. Yes, I do have 2 videos made for the Pomodoro sprints. One is my book. Some of the other one's kitties, with about half of that time is my kitties. So I want to make more, but I just don't have the time for it. And then I can't fathom the idea of doing it right now because my computer, I've mentioned for those who have been here, my computer's having issues. I think I need to get it looked at. And right now, it doesn't matter what editing program I open up, where it's at, whether it's online or it's on my desktop, it's going super slow for me to edit any video. And so me trying to think about putting a video together right now, it's like, no, don't have time for it, first of all. And second of all, I don't have time to sit there and wait for it to do the next thing, push a button, wait for it to catch up, then push a button, then wait for it to catch up. And so that's what I was doing with the last couple of episodes for the podcast. So yeah, I can't see myself making any videos at the moment. Is there any sound in it? So what should I do? Whatever you want to do. I do have sound at the end to mark when we're coming back off of a sprint. And usually there's sound when we're going onto a sprint for my Pomodoro sprints. But that was the last one, so no more sounds. No, sir, no lo-fi beats here. When the timer is done, we all break and chat. Catch up on how the work went. Yes, thank you for explaining it, just Adeshale. JL says, Adeshale, I sent you the document through email. Hopefully it allows you to make notes. If not, let me know. I will try again. I didn't even click on it. I'm so sorry. There, I skipped down to it, but didn't click on it. I sent you all the way up until what I am working on revising right now. Feel free to read as much or as little as you'd like. You know, I don't actually prefer Google Docs sent to me by the author. I do prefer a document where I can make comments, but I realize not everyone has Word. But Google Docs, it makes me feel so like self-conscious. And I've gone back and forth because I have several authors who have sent me Google Docs to make my beta reader comments on it. And some I do, and some I do the other thing, which is I make a copy of it, a new Google Doc for myself and make comments on it. Because every time someone makes a comment on a Google Doc that someone else owns, the person who owns it gets a notification. Hey, there's a new comment left on your document. And depending on how many comments are left and how long they are, you get the preview in the email. And I'm like, I don't want to be like leaving a comment and like that person on the other end is like, oh, I got a new comment. Let me go look. Leave a comment. Oh, I got another comment. Let me go look. Like that would be distracting for me as an author. But for me being on the other side, it just feels like I have someone watching me, even though I know that's not what's happening. It's just what it feels like is happening. And I don't like that feeling. So, yeah. So like I said, I've made like a copy of it. And I'm sure that the author, when I made a copy of their story, they're like, I'm not seeing any comments. Are they actually doing my work? But I'm like, I'm too self-conscious about it. I don't know why. So added 136 words and figured out the broken spell. Yay. I'm glad you figured it out. It feels like you had you had a problem to address. That sounded like a lot of fun to me. So figuring out how the broken spell broke. I think that would be fun to figure out. Got another full chapter read and notes taken for beta read. Awesome. Making progress. Wanted to drive as soon as I could too. Oh, you just weren't able to? Well, I can't seem to figure out how to share the documents so the beta reader can leave notes in the margin. God, technology frustrates me to no end. Okay. I don't know how, and I know I've said this and you probably have answered, and not you specifically, JL, but everybody in the chat. I use AI now to help me out. Perplexity AI, it links directly to documents on the internet. So whatever answer it gives you is directly linked to something on the internet that you can find. And the only time it's ever been wrong is when the source document is wrong. But I have used Perplexity for instance, I had to fill out this form every year with my state. The first year I did it, I was so freaking confused and I get on the phone. I was on the phone for like 2 hours with the state trying to figure out how or where or what I was supposed to do with this form and what I should fill in, because everything I sell is online, but through retailers that already charge sales tax. And it's my state paperwork to figure out whether or not what sales tax I need to pay them. But if I was already paying sales tax, but anyways, so that happened a few years ago. So just to test Perplexity, I threw the form in there. And I was like, at a 3rd grade level, tell me how to do this. And it broke it all down to me. I was like, where were you 4 years ago? And I do it now for like anything I don't quite understand. Like I got an email from a speaker at the conference who included abbreviations I had never seen before. DDL. I was like, what's DDL mean? So I put it into the AI. It told me most likely deadline. And then I asked someone who might know, and they said, I don't know that one either, but maybe deadline is right. I never did ask for clarification on the abbreviation, but I think that's what it was. But yeah, so like when I'm like, what am I looking at? How am I supposed to do this? I now go to, and I rely more on Perplexity. Like ChatGPT you can do for free, and it is now connected to the internet, but I still find it's wrong a lot of times. And it will like give you a source document, and what they're pulling from the source document does not exist in the source document. So it's still wrong. Perplexity, I've not found that issue at all. Again, I don't know how you feel about using AI, but that is one way that I use it when I'm completely lost or confused or don't know how to do something or don't understand something. I put it in there, say, give it to me in 3rd grade level. Summarize it for me at a 3rd grade level. And it does a really good job. You could probably choose a different grade level. I don't know why I choose 3rd grade. Most things are written for consumption by the most people when it comes to the US. So when something is written to reach the majority of people, like some type of safety message or whatever, to reach the majority of people in the US, it's at a 5th grade level. So even speeches, we had a speech writer come to my MFA program in writing, and he wrote several speeches for the president and several different presidents that we had. And he said that they always make sure it's at a 5th grade reading level because that's what the average reading level is for everyone, I guess. But my mom got her first car when I turned 16. Guess who knew not to ask to even drive her car? I probably said that all out of order because my brain is jumping. So yeah, I'd probably feel the same way if she just got her first car. I probably would not be asking to drive it. Yeah, me. Got it, JL. I just copy and paste it into a Google Doc. Okay. See, he gotcha. He's a comeback medic. That's awesome. Yes. And no, but yes, I am super proud of him. But he was my cautious kiddo. And there's a 12-year difference between my boys, but just seeing the difference in them. Like I always knew when he was little, my oldest, when he was little, I was like, yeah, he's not going to have a broken arm or a broken leg. He's not like me. He really doesn't like to go hiking. I took him with me, but he was so very cautious about it. Not at all like me, who's fell down the mountain. You know, I didn't have to worry about him. And he never did break a bone. He's never broken a bone. Where my youngest kiddo has literally jumped off a cliff. Literally. And it was a good thing my husband was standing there because he caught him before he went over the side. So the whole don't look before you leap, that's my youngest. So I imagine, well, he's already had stitches. So where my oldest never even got stitches. So, he hasn't broken anything, but he did tear up his knee pretty bad and had to get stitches on that. That was a couple years ago. But yeah, my youngest is like headlong, does not think about being in danger at all, unless it comes to bugs. He doesn't like flying bugs. He's scared of those. Heather's sprinting now. I'm taking the day off. It still comes in as a Microsoft Doc. Can I just paste it into a Google Doc and share it with you? If no, no worries. Same, Rachel. Taking the day off. I can also see if I can figure out my Microsoft Word sign in. There's I don't even want to say because I can't remember, but there was something that I used to give. It was a link to something that was like Microsoft Office. It was online. You didn't have to sign in. I can't remember the name of it, but I gave this link out at the beginning of the semester when I was teaching college English and literature because we couldn't accept Pages. That's from Apple because the system on Blackboard didn't accept Pages. And so it had to be a Word document. And then of course couldn't be a Google Doc, which you can export a Google Doc as a Word document, but mess up the formatting. And I don't remember what it was, but it was something where the formatting would stick. And I don't remember what it was now. Yeah. Sorry. Wish I could help. Sometimes you just don't want to go live. LOL. Yeah, I do understand that. I got 60 words done. I think what helped me with not worrying about going live is that I don't appear on screen now because there's just so many factors with going live with me on screen, which is one, I have to set up the studio, which I leave everything in place, but I plug things in. And I unplug everything because lights bother me. And so even like you know how you can plug in an electronic and it's not on, but it has like on a switch, it has like a little button to turn it on. And there's like a light button next to it to let you know it's plugged in. And so it's a dim light button when it's not plugged in. But when it is plugged in, it's no longer dim. I'm doing some poetry here. And so those little lights bother me. So I unplug everything. And I also unplug my camera. And so even though it stays in place, I have to plug everything in and get to the right settings and all of this. Then I'm so very, very pale. So I always feel like I have to have something for makeup on, even if it's just a little. So there's makeup and then whatever, all this stuff that goes into it. And then on top of all that, people looking at me. I don't mind being live. I guess, I don't know. I like interacting with the community, but I really don't like people looking at me. Says the girl with red hair and who dresses up. When I dress up in my alter ego, I'm okay with it then. So I was like, I have thought about that, dressing up as an alter ego when I go live. But then again, more work. So by not going on screen, it has saved me a lot of like work and time spent to put everything together and the self-conscious aspect. And then it's easier for me to go live. Sorry, 60 words done. Woohoo! You got some words in. Congrats on self-care, Rachel. Additionally, yes, whatever works. I just tried again when I check. It's not showing me a place for you to leave notes on the side like I'm doing with yours. I had a rough couple of days. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear, Rachel. And I'll have my co-author and her hubby and my eldest here later. So I feel like no sprints today. You've got to take care of you. Yeah. And I hope that the next couple of days are better. Let me know if you want me to show you how to do it or find a video for you. Oh, I don't have that set up. Yes, I think I lost the thread on that one. My brain is jumping a lot. So at least I don't think so. I just collect the emails from the comments on my beta reads until the beta reader is done. I have never given a Google Doc to anybody for like my writing, but I've done it for docs for like I shared with my chairs for the AuthorTube writing conference because we have docs and stuff like that we share. I'm also on an anthology committee for a women's fantasy writing group I'm part of. And so I put together the Google Docs in that one and shared it. So in those cases, I get the emails, but I think I just delete them. I don't look at them. So, but I also give them Word docs if they prefer. Yeah, I prefer a Word doc, but if they give me a Google Doc, then I'm like, oh, I'm okay. I just will usually just make a copy at this point. But luckily, I've been mostly given Word documents. Or some of them have started using the Story Origin beta reader feature, which I love that. Although the last one I got from Dale was in Word doc. And I asked him, I was like, oh, you changed from using Story Origin to a Word document. Just curious. You don't have to answer me. But just from a curiosity standpoint of what writers do, how writers do other things, your decision behind that, not using Story Origin. And it just came down simply that Story Origin is not set up to do like headers and stuff like that. And, he writes nonfiction at this point. He writes nonfiction. He's going to switch over to fiction later in the year. But in the nonfiction, there are headers. And I guess a lot of people were leaving comments about not understanding the headers or whatever. And you can't format headers in Story Origin. So I was like, oh, yeah, that does make sense. It's just something they could do. Yes, any help with sending the file so you can make notes would be helpful. I tried to look a couple YouTube videos, but can't seem to find something useful or helpful. I don't know if that came before or after me talking about Perplexity, but I think Perplexity might be able to help. It does send emails, or at least in bunches. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I'm using AI. I feel like using AI used like that is using it as a tool, and that's acceptable. Yeah. I like the word use. I've been there. There's different words I get stuck on, but yeah, I like using it to help me out with that. It's really been helpful. The latest thing I did? I actually did it this morning because I updated my word count. And I said, okay, if my goal is 700,000 words for the year and I have this many words done, what percentage is completed? What percentage do I need to complete by the end of May in order to stay on track for my goal? What percentage do I need to complete by the end of June to stay on my goal? Then I put, if I write 12,000 words in one day, what percentage of my overall goal is that? And the reason why I was doing this is because I'm hoping to do another like 12-hour writing stream on May 31st. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to put for my title and on the thumbnail to be a percentage. And I think, what did it tell me? Oh, I already closed it. I think it was like 2.14. So 2.14% is what 15,000 words is of my overall goal. And I was like, I could probably do 15,000 words in 12 hours if I'm dictating everything. If I'm sitting there revising stuff, I do not get that much done. I might get like 5,000 altogether. But if I am looking to maybe do like some more chapters in my work in progress, I'm drafting some new chapters because I have some chapters I still need to revise. But if I draft new chapters and I want to hit around 15,000, that's 2.14. So 2.14%. And I'd be like, help me hit 2.14% of my writing goal or something like that on my thumbnail. So I was trying to come up with something that, because for some reason numbers catch people's attention, and then numbers that seem like oddball numbers. So not like 100 or the top 10. If you say like the top 8.5, that gets people's attention more than the top 10 or top 8 or something like that. So I was trying to come up with some type of figure to use on my thumbnail. I haven't made it yet though, because my husband hasn't told me yet if he can, or what his, sorry, I had another notification, but not from him. Told me what he's doing that day. Cause he likes to go out and hang out with friends, and he does things like with a group, a hashing group, they go out and they run trails. He walks them, but they run trails and drink and have fun. So I don't know if that's one of the weekends that he's doing a trail or not. I think I got it this time. If you want to just check your most recent email from me when you have a minute, let me know. LOL. I was just talking about the notifications being set up. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, I bet there is a way to turn that off, and I wouldn't know how to do that. Thank you, Dashley. Thanks to Sprints in the chats. Oh, I got it to the end without me going on too many more rants, or not rants. What am I thinking? Too many more branches. No, too many more. My brain's not sticking. This is going to be interesting to have a meeting today about anything. Too many more. Oh gosh, I almost had it. I thought alterations. Nope, that's not it either. Okay, we're going to end there. Thank you everyone so much for coming. It is Thursday. So last day I'm sprinting for the week. I will be back again next week, Monday through Thursday, with the same setup as I've had so far throughout the year, but it will be the last week that will be set up like that because it is the last week of school for my kiddo. So after that, I will be on a new summer schedule. And yeah, I think that's all I have to add. Thank you everyone for coming, and I'll catch you guys all later. Bye y'all.